Hey, everybody out there. I want to share with you some findings from our own analysis here at Buzzboard that will relate to you, I'm sure. Many of you out there are accustomed to using employee count at your prospect accounts, number of employees, as an indicator. Do they fit your ICP? Do they belong on my TAM? Employee account, the bigger the number of employees, the bigger the company, and so on. And that's not always necessarily true. It's common for all of us. We use employee count as a proxy signal, probably because it's easy to get, right? A number of sources can give you data on your prospects and how many employees they have. So it's usually pretty easy to get, and it's a really rough, crude proxy for how big the company is. And many of us out there in the world are trying to sell up to bigger companies. And the problem is it isn't necessarily a good proxy signal for you. All of this speaks to why you really, really need to drill down into what signals identify accounts in your ICP, and then match up accounts in your database and accounts out there in the world that fit those signals and belong in your TAM. So I'm going to share my screen here. Here at Buzzboard, we do an annual State of CRM Data survey, and we published that in June of this year. And we've done some supplemental polling of our user database to match up how many employees they have, employee count range. You can see number of employees, employee count range, and number of records in their CRM. So we have close to 400 records in this data set. And some of these are on the smaller side. And I think you can just see by eyeball, there isn't really a direct correlation between employee account and the number of records they have in their CRM. And for us here at Buzzboard, that's actually the real indicator we care about. Employee count, great. High employee count, they probably have more records in their CRM than somebody with fewer employees. But as we see, it doesn't actually turn out that way. And the real indicator for Buzzboard is we want to know how many CRM records they have, and more CRM records is a better target for us. For this analysis, somewhat arbitrarily, I decided to set the threshold at 25,000 records in their CRM. That still leaves us with over 300 accounts, and it gets rid of some of these smaller outliers down here. So I'll scroll through quickly. And again, I think to the naked eye, it should be clear there is not a strong correlation between number of employees and the signal. Now, if I go to the summary table, we analyze just the number of accounts with over 25,000 records in their CRM. And we look over here, employee count range. We have this one outlier that's got like 400 million records, but that doesn't really change that much in this analysis. So we go down by employee count range. If there was a strong correlation, if employee count was a good proxy signal for a number of records in the CRM, then these rows would increment here. These would increase as we go down, but we don't see that. Just this basic analysis matching average number of CRM records to employee count. There isn't a correlation, right? If it goes down here, it goes back up. This number is bigger than this one. This is not what we would expect to see if the number of employees was a true good proxy signal for us. And then if I just get a little bit more mathematical about it, and I apply a correlation function to that same data set, just over 300 records we're analyzing, it's basically zero correlation. A perfect positive correlation, this number would come out to 1. And we don't see that. So what's the message here? Many of you out there watching this, you're accustomed to gathering up for every target account, how many employees do they have? Because if they have more employees, they must be a better fit for you. However, what we see here at Buzzboard, that's not always the case. For us, the real data point we care about, the real digiographic signal that we care about is number of CRM records. And we do not see a strong correlation between employee count and number of CRM records. So I pose the question to you, are you using number of employees at your target accounts simply because it's easy to get, it's readily available, all kinds of data providers can give that to you? And is it really a good, strong signal for you to indicate somebody that belongs in your TAM, somebody's at a match to your ICP? I suspect it might not be. Anyway, reach out to me. I'd be happy to dive down into this analysis in more detail with you, and we'd be happy to do an analysis for you to find the real signals that are meaningful to you beyond just these easy to get, readily available employee count signals. Thanks.